Good evening, students. My name is Dr. Ravi. I'll be taking up anthropology from where Sudhir sir has stopped. So I think he has done with the syllabus. You attended the last batch, right? So when did you finish the complete syllabus? Last month. Fine. So from here we'll chalk out plan. So till now what you have got is what is anthropology, what is the syllabus, and what is all the information which you need to deal with the anthropology subject, the content, everything you must have got from the classes and the notes. From here, as you all have the ingredients to what to read and what not to read in the optional. Now our focus will shift how to read. Now you all know what is in the syllabus. Let's say if you break broadly the anthropology into evolutionary anthropology or socio-cultural anthropology, physical anthropology, right? Theories. So tribal anthropology, everything you know it. But how to keep them in a structured way so that you can maximize your score. So end of the day, every one of you wants to score 300 plus. There is no point of doing PhD here. Our primary goal would be definitely to score the best possible score in the mains so that would fetch us a better rank. Right. So till now, did you do any work on how to read or what you would be doing to score maximum? Or did you do any such practice like answer writing? Anything from your side? Any test series did you follow? Right. So the last month, like it's been more than 15 days of your finishing of your syllabus. Right. So how many of you did go through the 2024 UPSC mains anthropology question paper? Yes, be honest. That would be crime, right? So what will you do? For example, if you are going to some place, you're planning everything. You have packed your bags. Everything you are taking, the gear, something, whatever else. But you don't know where to go. So you will go to the bus stand and sit there. Unless you have some target or some place to reach some destination, there is no point, right? Then you must be seeing where, you must have seen that paper. Like whatever you have studied, whether those topics you got accustomed or not, or were there any new topics? Right? So immediately you do one thing today. You go back to your houses, download the question paper, and please see all the questions and how comfortable you are as of today, and make a note. And if at all time permits, at least try to write down some answers for at least few questions. There is nothing wrong even if you are not able to write 1 or 2 pages, because I would say practice is the way which we make mistakes. We should make mistakes in the classroom. We should make mistakes in room where we practice, not in the exam hall. Unless you commit mistake here and rectify it, that will not help in the main examination hall. Be it with your structure of your answer, content of your answer, or what report or what data you should be putting upon the answer, right? Or maintaining the what is called time, whether you are following that 12 minutes of time for each question, whether you are able to complete or finish the paper. Unless you practice that, all these things, the end goal. So what I would say, for example, you are practicing hours and hours for running, for athletic competition. End of the day, you go to the final where you have to participate in the exam, in the marathon or somewhere in the race, and you don't know how to do there. Then there is no point of preparing all these hours and hours, right? Hope you understood this, right? So then I would like to know, so as of now, you haven't written any answer yet, right? Good, so good, that's good, that's very good. Then you have very basic idea how to write an answer and all, right? Okay, fine. So what is the basic minimum difference between a general studies answer and an anthropology answer? As you all know, most of around 20 to 30% of syllabus comes in as well as in general studies, be it is tribal thing or something related to science and technology where you deal about genes and all. So tell me some example. Let's say if we are dealing with a tribal displacement, factors causing tribal displacement or consequences of tribal displacement. So what would be the major thing which you will adapt in your answer that will differ your answer as a specifically anthropology student? Yes, statistics is the one thing. Then yes, next. Very good, case studies. Then any reports, recommendations? Yes, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Any reports you have studied, like ZAGSA committee reports? Right? Annual reports of Ministry of Tribal Welfare. Or something like tribal budget for Viksit Bharat, a special document. So along with this, specific tribes in both India and global facing the problem, for example, for the question which we have asked, like tribal displacement. So these are all the things which will make a difference between our general studies answer to the anthropology answer. For example, if you are using the terms like ethnicity, ethnic clashes, or acculturation, so such terms where you link your concepts of first paper to the answers of the second paper, right? So that will fetch you extra marks. So if you write the whatever your general answer, you write like 1, 2, 3, 4, the basic reasons, just like general studies answers, that will give you the score of 250 to 260. I'm not saying that is a bad answer. But, so how many questions will be there? Approximately 5 plus 5 and then 2 plus 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 and then 2 plus 2, right? Ante kada, section A and section B. So, for every question, let's make a difference of 1 to 2 marks. I'm not making a big, 1.5 mark is even enough. So 1.5 marks into around 25 questions, let's say you are doing better in 25 questions. So your this score will move up to this score. Have you seen the recommended list marks? Chudleda, chusara? Last year 2024 rankers we recommended list mark sheet chusara. Chudali. Right? So then you'll get to know how much importance of this 40 marks plays. You'll be getting either IAS or you'll be rating prelims again. So that would be the huge difference of those 40 marks. So I'm saying, so whatever you are doing from now, because you already have all the content, you know the content, you have already done with your syllabus. Now it is the time for you to structurally, or you have to arrange it in a way where you have to practice the answers, so that incorporating all the value addition which you have, then chalk out a plan so that your answer stands better than the other fellow aspirant. So right now, so what you gonna do? If you're not writing this year prelims, think that it doesn't matter, you are going to write this year mains. In the back of the mind, even if you are attempting this year prelims or not, but in the back of the mind, you should be preparing as if you are writing this year anthropology mains. Those guys who are sitting in the examination hall, the next day when the question paper is out, you have to sit in your room or in your place here and you have to write completely within the 3 hours. So like you have to prepare in all these 80-90 days after prelims. Or else if you are not writing this year prelims, start from today itself with a structured plan. Chalk out a plan for around 80 to 90 days. 80 to 90 days plan. So that you arrange your syllabus. Generally, if we see the amount of syllabus of our anthropology, it is much tilted towards paper 1. Like I would say, it's not 50-50, it would be around 65-35 or 70-30. Isn't it? The amount of the syllabus. అంతే కదా, మనకి సోషల్ కల్చరల్ ఆంథ్రోపాలజీ చాలా ఎక్కువ అనిపిస్తుంది. సో సిమిలర్లీ యూ డివైడ్ అండ్ రీడ్ సో దట్ యూ combine the topics, not just by the thing which he gave, like the sequence. For example, if you are reading here archaeology here from paper 1, parallelly finish after that Indian archaeology, right? Then similarly, if you are reading evolution part, from evolution you finish this 9.5 racism, race. After finishing the evolution, you finish the racism, which is a continuation concept, isn't it? Then, while dealing with this socio-cultural anthropology of first read theories, after the theories, you come back to the socio-cultural anthropology of family, religion, marriage, economy, and then finish the Indian social system. What will happen with this? Yes, tell me what will happen. You'll get to know interlinking, how to interlink. For example, if you are reading different types of marriages or different types of kinship systems, you will get to know how to link that with Indian social system, how to link with the Indian caste system. So while writing the answer or while you are preparing your value addition, you can easily link this topic to here and that topic to here. Right? For example, if you are reading the thing called, let's say, like dominant caste. So dominant caste, here you can link with the concept of structuralism of the society or functional approach of the society, isn't it? So if you read the concept like this judgment system, what does it says? Judgment says there will be judgment, there will be worker, and there will be structural relationship who are interdependent upon each other, isn't it? That is the concept. So this is again the concept where that structuralism says or functionalism says that there is a one section of the society where it has that specific function which has to perform its role so that the society will sustain. Got it? So you have to read in such a way so that you can interlink the syllabus. There will be a consequential flow, right? And then you can, after that, you read either tribal anthropology or physical anthropology, whichever you are comfortable with, right? So physical anthropology, how many of you are from science background? Good, right? So as you are from non-science background and you are done with the syllabus, do you still feel that there is any gap in your approach towards physical anthropology? If there is anything, you can anytime get back to me. I'll make the topics which are feeling difficult, I'll simplify them, and we'll have one quick revision of whatever the topics which you wanted to. In any case, please don't keep that as a burden in your mind, right? Then after physical anthropology and then finally applied anthropology. So this is the sequence which you have to follow. This is how to read and then how to write. How to write? You have to go back to the PYQs. What is PYQs? Previous year questions. You have to go back to topic wise PYQs. First read, then value add, then PYQs. So once you have the content and you have analyzed the subject with your value addition, now you will get to know and you will see what questions the UPSC is asking from that syllabus. And from that you will get to know where you stand. Don't just read the question, try to answer it. Try to answer it. Pick up the paper. See, I promise I have been with the UPSC from almost 2013. I would say it very confidently. Only 10% of main students, only 10% or less than 10%, they will write some answer before going to the exam. Trust me. People become very sluggish to write answers. Because what would be the first answer the student says? Na syllabus avaledu. Syllabus ayaka rastan. That is first thing. Second thing, he'll join some test series. First test he'll write. Second test somehow he lags behind. He'll think of finishing that second test. Then third test will be in 2 days. And there his progress derails. And then he'll start reading that answer, whatever the answer sheet which is given, rather than writing. He'll skip the basic reading part, valuation part. He'll skip the writing part. Only whatever the answer summary it is given for the test series, that he'll start reading. This is what happens with the most of the students. Please don't commit that mistake. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. See, I always say my students, UPSC is a game of exclusion. It's not a game of selection. How many posts? Hardly. How many posts every year? Some 800 to 1000? Isn't it? Isn't it? Let's say around this much of people are preparing or at least applying for the exam. So how many people apply for the exam? Relax. How many people think of seriously at least writing exam? Think. 1 lakh. How many people will buy books and read? How many people will clear for exam, for mains? How many people get into service? How many people again will sit for the exam? Except for those 150 IAS officers and few of those who are vexed with their attempts. Right? So from here to here, how will UPSC select students? It wants you to commit mistakes. Fittest of the survival. As an anthropologist, you will be knowing this. So the more mistakes you commit, you are out of the competition. UPSC doesn't need to do anything to deselect you. You are the villain in your preparation if you don't respect the exam or respect the needs of what the exam demands. There won't be any participatory prizes, consolation prizes em undavu UPSC lo. That should be very clear in your mind. See, follow the Nishkama Karma, that is fine. That is, you have to do and you don't think much about the result. That is, I advise any day. But while doing Nishkama Karma, the duty of what is your duty here? You have to give your best efforts. There you should not be compromising anywhere. Forget about result, whatever. But as of today, let's say, break it down to micro planning. Let's say you are doing some work tomorrow. So whether you are giving your best in reading the topic, in writing the topic, or is it for just namesake? Always write this on your whatever your wall or notebook. Life is what you make it. There is no one, not even your parents, your siblings, whoever you are in relationship. No one, there is no one you need to answer. You need to answer to yourself, your conscience, every day before going to sleep. You have come here all the way from your hometowns. You have skipped your job trials, everything, only for one reason, that you should be standing out in your competitive exam. Whether you are going in that way, how far is the thing that is matters. So always keep this in mind. Right. So where were we? So we were talking about how to write answers. So once after going through the PYQs, try every day at least start writing answers at least 1 to 2 anthropology questions every day, unless it is emergency. Whether if you are in Hyderabad, you are in a preparation mode, every day there is no compromise. You have to write at least one question. Let's say you are writing your mains exam in next year August, isn't it? So next year August makes it's almost 16 months from here. 16 months. So on an average 30 days, 480 days. If you are writing, let's say, if you are utilized 400 days of this, 2 questions, 800 questions you must have written before the exam. And tell me which test series will offer you 800 questions. Isn't it? Right? So start writing the answers, get back to us, improve, see which when your peer fellow is doing good, see their answers, learn from them, learn from your mistakes, start writing. Then after PYQs, once you write your answer, go back to your value addition notes which you have prepared along with the class notes. See that what else could be added there. This should be done again. After you're writing your answer, the game doesn't end there. You have to go back to the value addition. What could you have done better? Right? So there you add the value addition. More value addition for that specific question. Maybe you might have skipped some value addition. After the question asked, you might get to know more sources, more things. Right? Then you will get to, after that stage, you will reach a stage where you have already mastered how to write questions. You have already multiple times revised your value addition. Trust me, that is a point of niche. Even if you go like and write this, you will get 285 plus. I promise that. At this point. Right. Specifically, what is the value addition? What value addition you should be doing from today? For archaeological anthropology, evolutionary anthropology and physical anthropology, these are must. At least one diagram. Practice diagram of skulls. It will be difficult at the beginning, but practice it. Practice, for example, if you are writing an question regarding, let's say, DNA fingerprinting or PCR technique in the physical anthropology, or else let's say you are writing something about monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross. So whatever you are doing without this, you will get score. But you don't want here, right? If you want this, you should be doing this. If you want this, this is not enough. This is not needed. Only half mark, 1 mark will make the difference, which will take you. That is why I told you the number of questions importance. Half mark, 1 mark of each question. Right? Then, after diagrams of archaeology and this one, then definitions, all the socio-cultural definitions, be it with culture, family, religion, these definitions should be at one place, preferably in 2-3 A4 sheets. If I ask you, waking up you in the sleep, what is the definition of the culture? You should be able to say, like, this is the complete set of what everything man acquires as a member of the society, according to this fellow. That you should be learning, because there is no shame, because whatever happens in the anthropology evaluation is, as you all know, there are very less anthropological institutes or professors in the college. In India, right? And every year anthropology writing students are increasing. UPSC cannot get so many anthropologists or anthropology teaching lecturers or professors to get your paper corrected. Sometimes so they'll bring someone from sociology also. What will he do? He'll see the key. According to in the key, he'll say that E.B. Taylor said this. But in my answer, Ravi Kumar Reddy said this. Though that is correct, but the basic facts, see, concept you can explain like anything, but definition is definition. It should be definite. You cannot put your words into the mouth of E.B. Taylor, right? So this you should be, whatever you term it, you mug up or you memorize or butify, I don't care. But that definition should be definition. There you shouldn't do any mistake. While explaining concept, you bring in all your analysis, everything. Whatever you understood from the concept, there you can put your brain. But definitions, no. You shouldn't do mistake. Then thinkers. For every question, specifically socio-cultural anthropology. And I'm saying this because generally what happens with the most of the people who write the anthropology exam is mostly people from the non-science background. What happens when I observe from all these years, though they know the concept of these Mendelian genetics or whatever, if you get A or B, so one is Mendelian genetics, the second one is about structuralism, people tend to go with structuralism because they feel that I'm not that great with the science question. But if you write exactly to the needs of the question, those physical anthropology questions will fetch you extra 2 marks rather than the socio-cultural anthropology marks. But when you want to get same marks as that like physical anthropology and the socio-cultural anthropology also, you need to have this value addition. You need to have the value addition of the specific thinker, multiple thinkers, what they are saying, how you are putting that back in your answer. Without these, answers of socio-cultural anthropology will never ever compete with the physical anthropology. That will become the general answer. You should be very, very attentive while writing these thinkers. Then diagrams, definitions, thinkers, and what generally in the physical anthropology, generally what we tend to do as a student is we miss many of Indian examples, Indian studies examples, be it epidemiological anthropology or ecological anthropology. We generally slightly tend to ignore because most of the answers or most of the information material which we study, generally they'll give some examples from the outside of the world, outside of the India, or some examples. But there are number of studies, number of examples for every topic like ecological anthropology, nutritional anthropology. For example, I think sir might have said this. There was one initiative in Rajasthan tribes, where the iodine deficiency was corrected with the bindi, iodine in the bindi. Sir might have said this. Because here the policy intervention came with the culture. What was the problem solving approach, right? So some kind of this nutritional anthropology, where you have to bring in the studies of the Indian case studies. For that you have to do your work again. So in the value addition, this should be happening. So this is where you have to work on your value addition, which will make your answer better. And in the case of paper 2, even here, where is the Indian archaeology, you have to do that similarly. And while you are writing here socio-cultural system, just like we discussed the dominant caste or Jajmani system, don't just write about M.N. Srinivas here only, not M.N. Srinivas, not L.P. Vidyarthi. Bring in these concepts from here. Concepts of structuralism, concepts of culture, right? You bring in the theories which you have studied in the paper 1 with the concepts here. Mention them, how they are linked. Try to bring in among the topics. That will bring you extra score, 1 mark. So this you have to do here in the value addition. And in the tribal anthropology, as you are writing next year mains, I would suggest to do it from today. But if you are writing from this year means, I would suggest you to do homework for 6 months, past 6 months. So go back to PIB. You know PIB, right? Go back to Ministry of Tribal Affairs daily update. Every day there must be one or two things, isn't it? This will be a daily homework for you along with the newspaper as you are sitting with the anthropology optional. Every day some news, some data, some report. You arrange them according to your syllabus. For example, there is a one report regarding tribal health case studies. Best examples or best initiatives taken in tribal health in the PIB. Unless you read the topic, unless you go through the topic, where will you find all that information? So do that. From today, keep a separate notebook, or you do in your whatever, your OneNote or Evernote, whichever you are comfortable with. You have to do that. And it shouldn't be only collection. There is no point in paper collection. You have to revise. For example, if the article is around 2 pages, you have to get answer concise like this, and then you will be revising only this. You revise it periodically based on your plan, be it weekly or monthly, just like you revise your current affairs. That is how you chalk out your current affair preparation, right? You must be revising your notes weekly or 15 days once. So the same way, this has to be done. This has to be done. And I'll share some important websites in your Telegram group. So some good articles will be published periodically. Go through them, finish them, make some notes, important notes from them. This you have to do. Right? So this is regarding paper to value addition. Then, so once you are done with the PYQs, once you are done with the writing of the answers, and once you are revising your value addition, how to do that, and we have all that discussed, then the importance of test series. It all depends upon you. It all depends upon your decision. If you are finding you are doing good with the 2 questions practice which I have suggested, if you are very sincere with that, there is no need of it. I would say it's not like no need. That would be enough. Whatever, if you are sincere with your preparation, with better evaluation or getting feedback from those who already walked out that path. But if you are not sticking to the plan, if you are not able to finish your syllabus, then test series is a must. Right? Either you have to be walking on your own, or you have to take some support of clutches. Either that or this one, right? So if you are not doing either one, you will be sitting there only. Remember one thing, reading is not enough. Reading is not enough in UPSC preparation. You have to take out your pen, you have to write it down. You have to put down the answer. Then only you will get to know what to do in the examination hall. You will get to know the management of time. Time management is very essential. Most of the fellows will go to sit in the main exam and come back saying, నాకు 2 క్వశ్చన్లు మిగిలిపోయినాయి, 4 క్వశ్చన్లు మిగిలిపోయినాయి. ఎందుకు మిగిలిపోతాయి? ప్రాక్టీస్ లేదు. You never knew how much time you would be taking to write that amount of words. Right? And also while writing the exam also, you take out that format of UPSC answer sheet only. Don't write like in taking in legal size papers or this ruled books and all. You'll get to know how many words you'll be writing. You'll get to adjust your writing style based on that. Do only in such answer sheets only. So for all this, from here, from Amigos, once we start from the June, so I'm planning rapid revision thing. Primarily focusing for mains 2025, guys. You talk with the management whether you can come and sit for this rapid revision, if at all your time permitting and you want to join. Then there is also a plan for test series. This thing will be updated in your group for the anthropology specifically. the test series will end by this mains 2025. Other than this, there is one thing called year-long mentoring program. So just in the lines of which I have said, like 2 questions, 3 questions per day, whether like you have to practice on your own, that I'll be guiding, that I'll be giving you questions. I'll be giving you the schedule for 1 year so that it can make you keep in the track. So these things, these modalities will be finalized soon and management will let you know. I would suggest, if you are not that, I would say, I would not use that word, like if you tend to lose your track easily or if you get distracted easily, then having something back like this will help you in keeping in the track. But if you are doing it on your own also, that is very good. That is very much acceptable. I will be there in the group anytime. You can approach me regarding anthropology. And I have also been teaching the other subjects also, like science and technology, environment. And I have been thrice to the UPSC interview from my 4 mains. And I scored every time 280 plus in anthropology. My highest scores were around 305, 308 something. So I think I have walked the path. And I would know what mistakes I have done. And I don't want you to do that again. So that if there is anything which you want to talk to me in person also, now if you are feeling shy or something to discuss in the class, you can reach out to me anytime in person, right? So that is all from my side regarding this class. So anything from you so that you want to know from me? Okay, you can talk to me in person if you feel like you are embarrassed here to talk. నేర్చుకోవాలి మీరు ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళు 5 మందిలో మాట్లాడలేనంటే ఎట్లా, రైట్? సో ఎనీ డౌట్స్, ఎనీథింగ్ యూ వాంట్ టు నో రిగార్డింగ్ హౌ టు రీడ్, వాట్ టు రీడ్, సోర్సెస్, సంథింగ్, యువర్ నోట్స్, ఎనీ టాపిక్స్ Sudhir sir might have missed, or you want those topics to get it revised again, or if there is anything I should be focusing more in the mains rapid revision program, please get back to me, right? Thank you for listening. Right, all the best.